Well, hello again, and thanks to all my classic dirt bike loving YouTubers, but more especially to my loyal channel subscribers who have now signed up to check out more of my off-road racing classics from back in the day. And okay, this time round we are back to looking at classic motocross machines once again. So stay with me for the next few minutes as we take a look at Scottish classic racer Derek Faulds' very nice 360 Spanish Bultaco Pursang. Now Derek races this bike with the Scottish Classic Motorcycle Racing Club, and Derek has enjoyed some really good results on this bike in the few years that he's owned the machine. Now of course the bike is a Spanish built Bultaco 360 Pursang. Now of course these Pursang models were the motocross machines from Bultaco. Now other models like the Matadors were your enduro bikes, the Sherpa Ts were of course your trials bikes, and they also had the Bultaco Astros, which were your short flat track racers. But these 360 Pursangs back in the day were absolutely superb machines to ride, and they were very popular with riders, especially in the USA. Now when Bultaco first launched this bike in the late 1970s, this was of course about the last hooray for the European Bultaco factory, because it wouldn't be long before they closed their doors in 1979. But nevertheless, these 360 Bultacos and even the 250 Bultaco Pursangs were all excellent little bikes, and this 360 motor of Derek's was a very powerful little engine with a wide spread of power to complement of what was a very light chrome moly steel frame. Now the standard setup for the clutch, a wet multi-plate clutch, and these motors also had a dual row primary chain, and this 360 has a decent tensioner fitted. Now of course earlier Bultaco motors had a problem of primary chains rubbing on the inside of the casings when they got worn, and sometimes they would even split them apart. Of course the other change that was made for these 360 Bultaco Pursangs were that Bultaco then made the change of fitting the gear shifter onto the left hand side of the bike as opposed to the right hand side on previous models. Now riders at the time did complain that these alloy shift levers flexed like they were made of plasticine, but you could buy a steel replacement of course, but many owners just persevered with the odd missed shift now and then. Now these engines of course had the Bultaco twin spark system fitted. Now at the bike's control centre you can see that Derek has made a few adjustments by fitting a pair of these very substantial bar risers on his bike. Now back in the day a set of beater forks would have given you about 9 inches of suspension movement on these Bultaco machines. Now the rear of the bike back in the day would have been fitted with a pair of Telesco rear shocks, although as you can see here Derek has fitted a pair of more upmarket, up-rated suspension units. Now back in the day originally these Bultaco Pursangs would have had fiberglass front and rear mudguards, although Derek has replaced these with a pair of plastic units. Now the fuel tank of course is your Pursang fiberglass fuel tank, and Derek has done a very nice paint job with these lovely graphics on his machine, and personalised his machine by calling her or him Valentina. Now, back in the day, these Bultaco Pursangs were quite popular, but the big turning point for these Bultaco Pursangs was when young American rider Jim Pomeroy shocked the FIM racing world by winning the 1973 250 Spanish Grand Prix on a 250 version of this particular bike. Of course, after that, sales of these bikes then increased in the USA, and they were generally accepted as a very good all-round dirt race bike. Now, another one of the plus points on these 360 bikes were its excellent brakes, and they were very good at stopping this little bike, considering they were just standard drum brakes, and they did exactly what it said on the tin. In fact, other riders used to use these hubs on custom made choppers and other road going bikes because they looked very good and did their job superbly. And of course, the other plus point of these little bikes were that they were quite a low slung bike and had a low centre of gravity, so if you're a bit short in the leg department, you would have absolutely no problem throwing your leg over one of these Spanish racers. Now, of course, another one of the good plus points on these Bultacos were that many of the motors' internals were very interchangeable, so you could swap parts of, say, a 250 onto a 360 and vice versa, so that was a very good plus point for selling these Spanish Bultaco machines. But generally speaking, these Bultaco 360 Pursangs were excellent little racers, very powerful, very light, and had a huge spread of power, so that alone made these bikes very popular with all types of motocross racers. But anyway, that's Derek Faulds' lovely 360 Bultaco. Now, not only can we show you this bike fired up, we can actually show you this bike strutting its stuff on the racetrack. Now, this footage was taken at a Scottish Classic Scramble event at Thornhill back in 2017, and as you can see, Derek has managed to get off the line in second position there. As the riders make the first turn, you can see in the lead is Tommy Anderson, who is also very nimble on that 250 Husqvarna, and Derek sitting there in second position on the first lap. Tommy Anderson and Derek were having a fantastic scrap the entire day at this Thornhill Scramble, and as you can see, Derek has shifted the Bultaco into top gear and overtaken Tommy Anderson on that 1975 250 Husqvarna. Very quick little Bultaco, this bike of Derek's. As you can see, it's just beginning to stretch its legs on this beautiful sunny July day here in Scotland. And Tommy Anderson there on that very quick Husqvarna as well. But Derek was absolutely superb the entire day on his 360 Pursang, and as you can see, beginning to stretch a very good gap between him and Tommy Anderson on that Husqvarna in second position. Now, this particular race, of course, was the combined over 40s and over 50s race. And as you can see, Derek is heading towards the finish line for a win on his first race of the day. A very good performance from Derek on that 360 Bultaco. Tommy Anderson, of course, coming through in second place after a very good start of the start and finish line. But let's just have another quick clip of Derek in race 2. Derek is in about the far away side of the track there, about second from the end, next to Darrell Wiley on the Honda. Starting marshal just waiting on the word to go. There you go, Derek is further down the pack in this particular race, down to what looks like 4th place this time. And as they make the turn and come towards us, it's Tommy Anderson once again who has made that early start on that 75 Husqvarna. Darrell Wiley in second place on the 250 Honda. Derek is coming through there in 3rd position. Let's just see if Derek can move up through the pack. So it's Tommy Anderson leads Derek once again on the Bultaco, where Derek's already looking to make a move for that prime position on lap 1. Both these riders had a fantastic scrap the entire day at this Thornhill Scramble. Thornhill, of course, just situated near Dumfries, near the Scottish borders. So anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at Derek Faulds' lovely 360 Bultaco, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing the bike perform on the track. And don't forget, there will be more classic dirt bikes coming up on my YouTube channel very soon, so please subscribe or stay tuned for more of the same. This video was brought to you in association with WorldSport, the world's #1 supplier for all your off-road and leisure sportswear. Just visit their online website or give them a call for more details.